Hey guys, thanks for watching my channel today. Today I want to talk about old fishermen and social media. You know, it's an interesting subject when you think about it. Um and in some ways, it kind of makes me laugh. You know, a man remembers fishing before depth finders, and that same guy is now arguing on Facebook about water temperature trends in real time. I'm 77 years old. I fished bass tournaments for 50 years. I was a bass fishing guide for 25 years, and I learned how to read a lake by the wind, by the birds, and the way hydrilla topped, you know, in June, how it topped out. Now, now I wake up, first thing I do, I check Facebook before I even check the weather. I scroll past baby pictures, political debates, and three arguments about what color Senko catches more fish. And then somebody posts a picture of an 11 pounder from a lake I fished for 40 years. And I just look at it. And all of a sudden, it's like I'm 10 years old again. It's amazing to me what these big fish pictures can do for my mental image of fishing. Back in the day, information traveled slow. If a man found a brush pile, he didn't post it. He guarded it like it was buried treasure. Today, today a kid on TikTok finds a school offshore with forward-facing sonar and has 200,000 people watching him catch it live. Now that's progress. You know, I'm not sure it's good progress, but that's progress. And you can only see that, you know, typically on one of these social media channels. And it's a whole different world. On X, you'll see anglers debating electronics like it's a national policy. And on Snapchat, there's a 19-year-old doing boat ramp dances with a 5 pounder in one hand and a sponsorship code in the other. And I'll admit, sometimes I shake my head. But here's the truth nobody wants to talk about. Social media didn't ruin fishing. It just simply revealed it. It gave old fishermen like me a front porch again. Years ago, when I retired from guiding, something not quite as difficult as tournament bass fishing, but there were no more clients calling, and I didn't attend any more walk-ins, weigh-ins, and there was no more dock talk. All of a sudden, it got pretty quiet. And then one day I posted a picture of an old black jitterbug and told a story about fishing it at night. And within hours, hundreds of people were listening. Young guys, old guys, veterans, kids, even housewives. Some had never even thrown a jitterbug before. And I realized something. The lake just got a lot bigger. Not physically, but the porch got wider. Sure, there's noise. There are keyboard fishermen who've never backed a trailer down a crooked ramp. There are experts who learn bass behavior from an algorithm. And there's also young anglers who genuinely want to learn, and they're listening. They're asking questions about deer hair jigs, about pork frogs, about fishing without electronics, and they're curious about what it was like before everything beeped and pinged. And maybe that's the real gift of social media. It lets an old fisherman pass down what time has taught him. Do I understand hashtags? Not really. I don't even know what they are. Do I know why a video of me talking about a Johnson spoon gets more views than a fancy edit with music? No idea. But I do know this. Fishing has always been about connection. Connection to water, connection to fish, and connection to people. And somehow, through Facebook, X, TikTok, Snapchat, and others, that connection keeps stretching across generations. I used to think fishing stories belonged at the bait shop, but now they belong everywhere. On screens, on comments, in comments, and across states that I may never visit again. When I was a young man, messages to me, and it would say, "Sir, I tied my first my first deer hair jig just because of you." That made me feel pretty good. Or I'd get something from another guy that would say, "Hey, I just built my first fishing rod." Got to tell you, that's better than a trophy. And a lot of these young kids that I taught 20 and 30 years ago on a guided bass trip, when I taught them how to flip or pitch, or when I taught them how to just fish with a plastic worm, all of a sudden today they can reach out to me, through these different social medias and let me know how they're doing. And they're no longer young men. Many of them are they're starting to retire. So I guess I'm getting even older than I thought. But to me, that's the real trophy. That's what life's all about. The things that you've taught others and you've passed on from generation to generation. Because I got to tell you, fish don't last forever, but influence does. And yeah, you might see this old fisherman posting online. I'm sure you have. I've made plenty of videos. You might see me telling stories about hydrilla, pork trailers, and the way bass used to set up outside of a grass line. And you might think, what's this old guy doing on social media? He doesn't even edit his videos. And trust me, I don't edit them because I don't know how to edit them. So you just have to take what you see. But I'll tell you what he's doing. He's still fishing, just casting a little farther now. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned on Facebook and some of the other social medias, because sometimes they're all we have. And sometimes it's nice to catch up with folks all around you. Thanks for watching.